all year to be here, to ride the wave of the water frontier. The ocean's warm and the tunes are chill. We'll stand here till we get our fill. We're working hard and we're playing hard too. We're gonna do what we gotta do. Time to go big or go home. And I ain't going home, 'cause summer's on. And I'll be living on the beach. Left my shoes and all my troubles far away. 'Cause summer's on. The ocean's underneath my feet. And if the sun is out, I'll ride the waves all day. Everything we've ever wanted's right here. Don't wanna blink just to fight the fear that our time will pass way too fast. And I'll be dreaming of the beach another year. We're gonna have the time of our lives. Days and nights with the sun in our eyes. And a wild tide under bluest skies, tearing up the shoreline. 'Cause summer's on. And I'll be living on the beach. Left my shoes and all my troubles far away. 'Cause summer's on. The ocean's underneath my feet. And if the sun is out, I'll ride the waves all day. We're gonna ride away. The summer's on. And I'll be living on the beach. The summer's on. And I'll be living on the beach. Left my shoes and all my troubles far away. 'Cause summer's on. The ocean's underneath my feet. And if the sun is out, I'll ride the waves all day.
off and connect to test it if that's okay.
That's totally fine. We'll test it as we go along. But hey, you know
All
what?
right.
While you're doing that, hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Sand and Shadow. We are on episode 47, as of me learning about that 5 minutes ago. I am your humble
Yippee.
Dungeon Master EK on the Turtle VTuber, and with me are my four wonderful investigators. Say hi, investigators.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
And it's been a couple weeks, so hey, why don't we start things off by going off the rails and bring back, hey Lumu, how are you?
Uh, wait, am I doing like a reintroduction or something, or
Just
I
introduce
think we
yourself.
just wanted to check in.
Yeah, we just wanted to check in on you.
oh, all right. I've been decent for the most part. Just been
Aside
sick
from being
for a
sick, of
while.
course.
Yeah,
Yeah.
except for being sicker than a dog.
Right?
Which I never
kid.
truly understood that statement, by the way. Like, you mean, like tangent. When did that start, and why is that a thing? Why is being sicker than a dog a bad thing? Like, why couldn't we say something like, you're more sick than a leper" or something? I don't know.
I am currently Googling it. Give me 1 second.
The simile
So-
was first recorded in 1705. It remains unclear.
It was common to compare undesirable things to dogs in the 1700s. Apparently, most folks just didn't like dogs because, cleanliness wasn't much of a thing, so dogs would carry fleas and stuff and get you sick.
Oh. There you go. You can watch this episode and know that you got a good history lesson out of it.
Oh, apparently, the origin is from the Bible. In the Bible, Proverb 26:11 states, "As a dog returneth to his vomit, so a fool returneth to his folly." And then 2 Peter 2:22, it states the dog is returned to his own vomit again.
That's really funny, actually. It's fantastic reading, at the very least.
History. You guys can learn something. I would put down the whole "the more you know" thing here, but I don't have that.
Da-da-da-da.
I don't have that yet. I mean, I'm working on a lot of stuff in the background. Just a lot of stuff I'm working on.
Dude, homie, same.
It's rough, man. But hey, speaking about rough, where we last left off, you guys were finishing up your little quest here in the Necromancer's caverns, where after completely decimating my bone chimera,
Alright.
and
No, you're not.
not even remotely. You
No,
literally
it was
dunked
sick.
on my chimera.
It was sick.
You literally dunked on my chimera. So, after thoroughly annihilating my chimera and then making your way into the final set of tunnels, you were all overwhelmed by this massive force that caused you to fall prone should you fail your saving throws amidst this giant blue crystal. You each had 3 paths before you. One filled with glowing fungi, another filled with crystals that had the ability to conduct lightning that would be shot randomly from deep within the cave and would spiral in. And then the final one is a cave filled with more of the blue crystals. Testing
We
your...
love Breaking Bad.
We also love Breaking Bad. Testing your luck as much as you could, you decided that the best course of action was to trudge through the fungi, where you were slowly succumbing to sleep. Save for Violet, because I didn't remember that she is immune to magical sleep.
Violet never sleeps.
Yeah. Much like elves, she does not require sleep. Or she cannot be put to magical sleep. It is a stupid racial ability. Regardless, you were then accosted by myconids, fungal
I'd say
humanoids.
accosted.
Well, no, you weren't accosted, but like you
They were
were.
pretty chill.
They were pretty chill. They were just putting you guys to sleep. But you guys were essentially put to sleep by the Myconids, and then with just realizing that Violet was outnumbered, she decided to fake unconsciousness. And then
Yeah.
the Myconids brought you to a hidden laboratory where you met one Dr. Forneus Colville, who is an amalgamation of 3 species. He is the combination of a Goliath, an orc, and a furbolg. And he is a gentleman, to say the least. If just upon first impressions, he comes off as a little bit mad scientisty.
Oh, not at all. He was incredibly polite and just wanted us the hell out of his lab.
No, he didn't want us
No.
out.
Well, I mean, your first impressions were a bit different from mine.
That's fair.
Yeah, Violet's first impression was to stab him.
Being strapped down to a table with a doctor in a weird place, like,
I know what I did. I also know that you also had a choice.
oh, he doesn't seem to hold grudges, so.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to hold a grudge when somebody stabs you and he barely feels it.
Yeah.
So, but no, you three, you three were successful in just sort of negotiating and, or less negotiating. You had a pleasant conversation with some tea with Dr. Forneus, where you discovered that he is a colleague of Violet's master Manos Al-Farad, and that all he knows is that he is out on an expedition, and he oftentimes does not communicate during expeditions because he gets lost in the sauce, as it were. But you found out what he is looking for, which was known as the Breath of Jinn, a artifact in which descendants of the elemental plane of air wield, and it is something akin to a key that opens up the plane of elemental air. With that in mind, and with more questions than answers, honestly, you decided best to go home, but you didn't want to go through the terrors of that which was the tunnels again. Luckily, Dr. Forneus was able to provide you with a teleporter that he has constructed with the help of his automaton companions that he keeps here in the laboratory. Though he did point out that it could not put you exactly where you wanted, he can at least put you in the country that you desire. And as you step to the portal, that is where we continue. So, I'm going to need one of you to roll me a d6.
Oh, good.
Can I do it?
Sure.
All right.
As long as somebody rolls it.
That's a 5.
Okay, cool. On a 5, you land. Oh. This is sooner than expected.
Oh dear.
Or oh yeah.
As a swirling blue vortex appears in front of you all, you step in through. You feel your minds and your bodies being pulled with great force. It's sort of like going through a water slide at high speeds, if you've ever had that experience before. If
Yeah.
not, if
Okay.
not, good on you. But for those who don't know, think of like going into a roller coaster and going on the first drop.
Mhm.
And if you've never been on a roller coaster, good on you.
Think of falling.
Yeah, just think of falling. How's that? How about we just keep going down the bridge until we eventually get to just get down to the brink of it. You fall. You feel like you're falling. But just as quickly as you enter, you soon exit onto the borders of a desert town. The warm air and the even warmer sand beneath your feet. This is definitely the country of Abu Kanasta, but the town in which you're in is not a scarab city.
I've missed this air, though. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you guys. Character
good.
moment.
What do you wish to do?
Well, we've got to know where we are.
Yeah, do we recognize the town at all?
I want to leave that up to all of you.
Or,
I am going to say that Lumi is there for the sake of brevity, because there's no way I'm going to try to figure out how to bring a woman all the way from a scarab city to where you guys are.
okay.
Yeah.
Lumi was following us the whole time.
In a
Yeah.
bubble.
Plot armor.
Woo!
Well, I guess we'll approach this town. We need to
Yeah.
figure out where we are.
Yeah.
I could kind of recognize it, I guess, if I've been there.
Yeah, sure.
Now we'll
If-
take a look around. Let's just see what's
Yeah.
up.
Okay. As you all step into this rather quaint town, you notice that a cool breeze washes by as you see a large river cuts in between this town perfectly.
Oh. Phantom. Ruin. Ruin.
I thought my mic was muted. I'm so sorry.
No.
I am so sorry. I have a button on my stream deck that mutes it, but it only works when I'm actually like in the Discord window, and I forgot that I wasn't.
That was funny.
It was very funny.
That was embarrassing. I'm so sorry. I told you I was working on a custom login noise.
I'm just like, damn. All right, we're just gonna go for this, huh?
I'm so sorry.
My advice: go for something sweet and succinct.
Yep.
I love you, bud.
A river.
Yes.
So sorry.
A river cuts through this town as you see lightly garbed individuals, and by lightly garbed I mean like they're still wearing like full blown like desert attire, like very breathable, like airy cloth that covers their bodies from the sun, and then there are also some people who like there's some men who just do not wear tops but are still working the river, or doing something like carrying large baskets and things of that nature full of what looks to be fruits and fish native to the area. You see children playing along in the alleyways, very happily, kicking about a ball made out of what looks to be animal hide stitched together with some sort of something inside of it to kind of keep its buoyancy.
Interesting.
I'm choking on my tea.
No.
Oh.
The
I'm gonna
passion,
stop working on this. So I don't do that again.
the passion fruit's getting to me.
Oh no!
This is a crime of passion. Ugh, I'm dying from passion tea. Okay, I'm good. We're a good start.
Yep.
So yeah, but this is what you see for the most part, and it looks to be about midday. Like it's past the point in which the sun has reached its high point, and now it's
Okay.
starting to slowly set, but it's still pretty hot out.
It's so bright.
It's nice to see the sky for the first time in forever, though.
My eyes had gotten used to the cave.
Also, how long has it been since you actually stepped outside of your shop, Violet?
Shush.
Violet live in that peak.
Touch grass. There is none.
Like I said,
Violet living that hikikomori life.
Yeah, Violet living that peak hikikomori lifestyle. She attended one meeting and she hated it.
Average necromancer.
Average necromancer moment.
I suppose.
Basically.
Anyway, I'm looking through our map of Abu Kanasta here, and I have a first guess of where we might be.
You said we came out in a town?
Yeah, at the outskirts of a town. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go in. Let's go further.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was what I was going to
Yeah.
suggest.
Okay.
I mean, the easiest way is just gonna be asking someone.
I mean, I did
Yep.
just give you the entire explanation of what you guys were seeing as you were in the town. So are you just asking around, like what?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
we'll,
basically.
we'll try and ask someone where are
Like,
we?
I'm giving you guys a lot of open space here. Like, yeah, this is on you guys at this point.
Oh yeah.
I warned you ahead of time that I have been up since 5 because reasons.
I know.
am not present. I'm so sorry.
I know, but you have 3 co-stars here.
Yeah.
That's
Oh.
fair.
Serena's gonna head to
yeah.
an inn or bar or whatever. And
Sure.
Squarb's
Yeah.
going to join Serena in that.
tavern, that's the word.
Yeah. The local watering hole.
Yeah. All right.
I'll go bother the well watcher.
Sure.
And I'll join.
I am
Violet.
the well watcher. I watch the well.
Yay!
Goodness gracious.
Yay! I'm glad that reference was under.
So as you four make your way to what you assume to be a tavern, there are no real signs here in this town. You notice, like, all the buildings are made out of are made out of like sandstone or mud and stone, just kind of like, but built with like wooden supports where they can find it. And it's a very simple square buildings, you know, just enough to like put a roof over your head and to keep the sand out of your eyes while you sleep. But you find this rather large building, and you assume it to be the tavern because you can hear the raucous noise of joy and frivolity as you make your approach. As you step inside, you hear the sound of various drums and stringed instruments playing in concert with each other, as there are people dancing on the open area within the bar. In front of you, you see a rather simple bar area with a few stools that look like some of them could use some repairs, but for the most part, they're standing perfectly fine. This place is packed with various people. You have humans and elves, and the one that catches you the most off guard is that there are gnolls here. Hyena-like people, and they seem to just be enjoying themselves in libations.
This
Huh.
is nice.
This is unusual.
Nice. It's a
Actually,
nice word for it.
DM, just out of curiosity, are gnolls a common sight in Blasvatan?
Not in no. In the Scarab cities,
Okay.
gnolls are not particularly common. But they are more common as like roving bands of like tribes out in
Okay.
Augusta.
So
But it's not
Serena would
unheard
be
of to see
familiar.
them in like civilized areas.
Not particularly. It's rare, but it does happen.
Okay. I was just wanted to make sure that I wasn't like metagaming and immediately being hostile because of my typical experience with them. So
No.
Baldur's
Typically,
Gate 3 is a little bit traumatizing, you know.
yeah, just a little.
No, typically, like the desert gnolls they are one of many desert tribes similar to Serena's, where they're just like they could have lived in the Scarab cities. They chose to live in the desert. Once more.
So the majority of the people we see are Noel, right?
Hmm?
Is that what you said? Sorry, I was like
No.
half listening, I was distracted. It
Fair
was
enough.
just some people are Knolls.
Yeah, there's like a small group of gnolls here that seem to just be lost in their libations, but the majority of people here are human, elf, or or some other like common humanoid here, but like you just see
Got
like
it.
a small contingent of gnolls just enjoying themselves. The band is consisting of various various genasi. They each encompass one of the four elements. So you have the so you have an earth genasi who's playing the drums. You have an air genasi
Very good.
you have an air genasi who is on what looks to be a viola, and then you have
Viola mentioned.
yeah, and then you have the fire genasi who is dancing alongside the water genasi, but both of them have either some sort of tambourine or whatever that instrument is called with the little cymbals inside of it that you jingle along when you're doing like a sing along at a camp. I don't remember what
Nice.
it's called, but I do know what it looks like.
A tambourine.
It's like a tambourine, but it's not a tambourine because a tambourine has a film on it that you use as a percussion. This
Not
one,
necessarily.
right? But this is the one where it doesn't. That's why I'm like, is it still called a
Ah.
tambourine? Because it's the one
It
that,
is.
yeah, because it's the one that it's just the cymbals. It's not the one
Yeah.
with the stretched out film on top of it. So.
Hmm.
Like it's no green tambourine, but it is definitely a tambourine.
The metal jingles are called zills.
Fascinating. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, we've got to just find someone. Well, let's go up to the bar.
Yeah.
Okay. You four approach the bar and you manage to find some seats all in a straight line of each other. And a burly what looks to be like this half orc man approaches and he goes, "Well, hello. Haven't seen you before. Who might you be?"
We're travelers. Could you tell us anything about this town before we just go off wandering?
Well, I mean, what would you like to know?
Where are we?
Well, you happen to be in the 8142? Yes. 1530. Okay. Well, you happen to be here at Anwa's Passage.
Got it. Uh that would make the nearest Scarab City from here be Violet would know this, but I don't.
Well, again, the reason why I wrote down Scarab Cities is because they constantly rotate every few months.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but
So-
they're currently stable in one of their positions, right?
Yes, this is the map that I provided you is the current locations as is their current migratory path. Their migration paths change every few years.
Serena's gonna get a tickle in the back of her head and kind of go look at the map that they have.
Okay.
And just because she remembers that the floating temple would be a good place to learn about being a chosen of Selene.
Yes.
And realizes that Anwa's Passage is very close to it.
Yeah.
Oh,
We know how far.
that's convenient.
Just for reference, do we know how far Blasphatan is? Blasphatan was on the south of the north side of.
Blasphatan was south of the Scar.
Got it. Fuck. Okay.
Oof.
Or far.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, I mean, honestly, we had to go here anyway. This is actually very convenient.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That works out.
at the very least, we're not stranded in the middle of the desert.
Yeah, that's very true. Barkeep, what's your name?
You can call me Gregory.
Gregory. Nice to meet you. I'm Serena. I was wondering if there's like a local temple or something to Selene or the like.
Well, we don't exactly have a temple, but at least, We do have a sacred site.
Okay.
It's about 2 days' journey out from here. If you want. Have you ever heard of the Cave of the Departed?
That's a good question. DM, have I ever heard of that?
You've probably heard about it as like a child, but if you want to recall that knowledge, make a history check.
Okay.
Or a religion check if you're feeling fancy.
No, we're gonna do history because my religion sucks. 21.
21.
I love that your religion sucks, by the way.
That's so funny.
So on a 21, the Cave of the Departed is I'm trying to think of a very good analogy here. Do you know you've played Final Fantasy X, right?
Yeah.
The Faith.
Oh,
The Cave of the Departed
Cool.
is essentially the Faith. It is a site in which people can go to see the spirits of their loved ones as a way of grieving and as a way of processing their grief. And it is technically considered the domain of Solane, the one who ferries the dead.
Okay. Well,
neat.
you can add that to the list of things to visit. Then it's going to be probably a little intense for me, but it's worth it
Mm-hmm.
if you guys wouldn't mind.
Oh, yeah, no,
I mean, I
absolutely.
guess while we're here,
Okay.
Yeah,
Are you
there's literally no reason not to.
Are you all pilgrims by chance?
Not exactly.
I would
This
be
one
the
might
closest
be.
one to be considered a pilgrim. Yes.
Right.
Yeah, no, we're just kind of adventurers. We do a lot of things, so pilgrimage just kind of wound up on the list, I guess.
I am a cleric of Solane.
Oh, okay. That right. I didn't know he had clerics.
Yeah, we're far and few between.
Hey, he's got at least one.
It all
Well,
takes
there
is
isn't even
one.
apparently.
That's true, isn't it? Just one person to spread the word, spread the faith, however that goes. I don't know.
All it takes is one person to keep spreading the word, and the god don't die.
I've heard something like that. I'm actually wholly unfamiliar with how divinity actually works, though, because I've spent most of my life doing other things. He gestures to the sword on his hip.
Oh, right. Well, if you want to learn more about the faith here in the desert, might I suggest the floating temple just up to the east or west? Because my fucking brain is dumb.
That's okay. Yeah, no, at the very least, I'll take note of it. I mean, part of adventuring is learning everything you can.
Indeed it is. Indeed it is. Well, if you're looking to go to the floating temple, I suggest you take one of them river boats we got here in town. It's the safest way to get up there.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's closer to get to the cave from the floating temple than from here? Question mark.
Oh no. A floating temple's in a crater.
Got it.
Is it like
That isn't well depicted on my mental map.
is it like floating on the water or?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
it is a temple that is floating in the center of the lake.
Gotcha. Okay.
Interesting. Yeah, no. If y'all are down, I'm willing to check it out. We could also just, take some time to recuperate after that last excursion.
We could use some rest too.
Yeah, we
some good
should
food.
stay the
Yeah.
night at least
Let's.
before we
Do you
head
have
out
any rooms
immediately.
available, Gregory?
Oh, absolutely we do. Here, why don't I make sure that they're clean for you? Will you be sharing a room, or will you ask for separate rooms?
I think looking at the rest of the party being almost entirely not like him, he's like, I think at the very least I'd like my own room.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fair enough. All right. So, is that going to be 2 rooms?
The room sounds good to me. Unless Violet and Visper, do you want a separate room for you guys?
I don't care.
Okay.
Me
I was
neither.
gonna
I
say,
mean,
push comes to shove, we can just expense it.
You still have that credit card?
we can.
We are performing duties in the name of the merchant prince. We were given a small expense account. Why
Well-
don't we?
Does that still apply out here, though? Do you, Gregory? Do you accept Scar Eldine? Like,
Well, it's not like
Hey.
it's credit.
well, I
Scarabs.
don't know how it works.
Scarabs are scarabs.
That's fair.
Precisely.
I mean, as
No,
long
I would
as-
never dare ask him to do something like this for us on credit.
if you've got the scarabs, you can stay. Right
Fair
then.
enough.
So, 2 rooms?
Yep,
Sure,
2
I
rooms.
don't care. I mean, I could sleep down here, and it wouldn't make a difference. Like,
That's absolutely fine. Fine for you, but it's been forever since I've had some privacy.
All
Yeah.
right. Well, all right. Well, for 2 and how many nights will you be staying?
Let's see.
1 or 2, I think. We can pay for more as needed, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. We'll call it 2 nights to start, and if we need more or less, we'll just let you know.
All right. Just so you know, each day you stay here, it covers your food and board, and that's gonna be about 10 silvers a night.
Oh, easily. I'm more than happy to just cover this for us if y'all don't, whatever. He just puts the money on the counter.
All right. So go ahead and just remove 2
Thank you, sir.
gold. So he sweeps the coins into his apron, makes sure that they're accounted for, and he goes, "Alrighty, it's gonna be a couple hours before I get the rooms all nice and clean for you. You're more than welcome to meander about or stay here and enjoy the music, but they'll be ready come sundown."
Oh, excellent. That gives us plenty of time to go check out the floating temple.
really?
Doesn't it? Is my mental map not quite right? Am I thinking it's closer than
how
it
do we
is?
get back? Right, because the river goes to the temple, but it doesn't come back, which would mean the travel's a bit longer on the way back, right? Or
River flows down to the ocean.
oh, it flows to the ocean. Got it.
Yes, it flows from the crater. It flows from the lake to the ocean.
Okay.
About how long, Gregory, do you think it would take us to get to the temple and back?
Oh, the way up is a lot slower than the way down. Say if you can find a boat within the hour, you should make it there by sundown.
Okay. Eh.
We'll go tomorrow. It sounds like a whole day
Yeah.
trip, and like the day's already gone. So
Yeah.
well,
That's
half gone.
fair, and it wouldn't be a bad idea for us to recuperate before we undertake another journey. All right. Well, I'm gonna go meander around town for a little while. I guess we'll meet back here sundown.
Sounds
Yeah.
good?
Okay, so, what are you four going to do? Scorp said he was going to just list about in town. What about the rest of you?
I would like to explore a bit, see what's around town.
Yeah. Any
Yeah.
interesting shops?
Scorb's keeping half an ear out for any kind of rumors about stuff while he's meandering. So, like, any kind of mention of the desert winds or, like, air genasi or, like, cursed stuff, that kind of thing.
Certainly.
Anything that he thinks might be relevant to our adventures. He's not, like, actively searching, but he's just kind of eavesdropping wherever people are speaking a bit too loudly.
Okay, cool. What's your passive perception?
10?
10? All right. I'll let you know if you find anything. And then is everybody else just kind of like just scouting around, trying to get a lay of the land, and then, or in
Yeah.
Violet's case, just looking for a cool shop?
Yeah.
Sounds
All right.
good.
There's some place that I could buy like 50 dice.
That's a very specific request. but I'll adhere to it.
They work as ball bearings.
If you need ball bearings, I can just share some of mine with you, Violet.
I think I also have like 2 million ball bearings. I don't
Yeah,
think I
I've got
need
a bag of
more.
1,000.
Yeah, they come in pouches of 1,000.
I think I also have dice in here somewhere, don't I? Squarb rummages through his backpack and comes up
Yeah,
and
but you can
handed.
always get more.
Turns out I don't have dice.
Strange.
Yeah, I
Aren't you
Squarb
proficient
hands
in a gaming set?
no, actually, I have no tool proficiencies at all.
Average
Fascinating.
fighter.
I have tool proficiency in pan flute.
I have dice set, poisoner's kit, thieves' tools, and vehicles.
If you see a dice set that looks interesting, Violet, would you pick it up for me? I'll pay for it.
Okay.
All right. Well, let's see here.
It costs like a silver.
Yeah.
Okay. So Scorb, as you and the rest of the gang are kind of meandering around, you kind of just like casually pick up bits and pieces. Nothing too crazy. There's people just talking about their day to day. So some of the wives are talking about how they lost a bit of laundry downriver,
Oh,
and then like you hear a couple of kids that are just playing like villains and heroes, that sort of thing. But nothing really like that's pertaining to any of your cases has come up in casual
that's
conversation.
fine.
It seems that this is just too far of a place outside of that for that kind of conversation to take place.
You know what? Squarb's gonna enjoy being far enough removed from his cases for a little while. He's gonna relax the rest of the day.
Fair enough. Um,
Man needs a break.
bro needs a day off. Like,
Speaking of, I'm gonna get more coffee while we're doing the rest of that.
yeah, Violet. Again, like I said, there's not really like shop signs here and anything like that to like denote this. It seems like this is very much a sort of like a through town. You know what I mean? Like this is a town that was built on a river, and it was designed with just the people in mind, so everybody just kind of naturally knows where everything is.
Got it.
There are like some signage, however, but it's very much very like basic. Like if you see like you see a symbol that has like a sword and a bow and arrow, like you'd recognize that as, oh, that's probably like like a weapons shop or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Or if you like you'll see a symbol or you see a sign, and it's got the symbol of what looks to be a cauldron with a stick in it, and like you're like, oh, that's probably like the local apothecary. But nothing like too. But besides those, like there's nothing like too obvious to denote like this is explicitly this thing. Like the general
Right.
store looks more like an open thing, where it's just like this is like this large open space where people walk in, grab whatever they need, and then they pay the person at the front, sort of deal. But you do see a couple of people who are in the street, and they're peddling wares. They're on the
Yeah.
ground with like a rug and stuff like that, and they have all these different little things, jewelry, and things of that nature, totems of the like. You do eventually find some. You do eventually hear the sound of dice being rolled and thrown, and that's when you come across a small little like gambling circle, uh, and you see, it looks to be maybe a kid no older than like 16, and like maybe like three other kids roughly around that age, like 16 through 18, and then like a couple of adults taking a cup of dice, shaking it up, and then throwing it at a wall.
Have I seen this like gambling game before? Question
uh
mark.
yeah, it's a street variation of Yahtzee, effectively.
Got it.
Like, but like everybody's like betting on results.
Got it.
At least it's street Yahtzee and not something else.
Can you imagine? Just street baccarat.
Street backgammon.
Street backgammon. Oh man. Oh, you shouldn't have done that, Charles. You got caught. You got caught in the backgammon bracket. Oof.
Street old maid.
Yo,
Street old maid.
they're doing that the whatchamacallit, the like robot fighting that they do in Big Hero 6.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the bot battles.
Yeah, the
Battle
bot-
bots or whatever.
Yeah, the bot battles and shit. That'd be fun.
They're doing beat 'em on.
They're just playing Pokemon, but it's with actual chickens instead of just like fake animals.
Oh,
You see kids gambling as they're fighting with scarab beetles.
Oh, Lift Tour! Put that beetle on his back with your Mega Horn Attack! Says one of the street kids, and the other kid's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Meanwhile, both scarabs just have a dung ball behind them as they roll into each other. Scarabs don't have horns, guys.
I know. I was just immediately going for the first like Pokemon joke though.
Just like a Hercules beetle and a scarab just going at it. Just fucking.
Go Hercules! Use String Shot!
Hercules beetle flies away.
okay.
Oh man, I spent all night
But his
catching
speed was
that.
supposed to be lowered! What does that even mean? Azim, what are you talking about?
Nah, man. Here in Abikanasta, there's only one game on the streets that's on everybody's minds. Beyblade.
yo.
3, 2, 1, let her rip!
Beyblade, listen. Go Shoot is the Japanese variation of Let It Rip. The idea of kids Beyblade is just JoJo's. I shit you not. Beyblade is JoJo's
No, it
but
really
for
is.
children, and I love the idea of playing. Like I have this idea in my head of playing a like a warlock or a cleric, and my holy symbol or like my spellcasting focus is literally a Beyblade.
Dude, that's really funny actually, and I love it.
I love the idea of just sitting there and being like, what are you doing? I'm going to cast Find Familiar. Go! Familiar! Just fucking, like a bit beast of my Familiar comes out of the Beyblade.
No, that's actually really fun, and I love it.
Yeah.
Straight up, I've been meaning to get back into Beyblade, but I'm distracting.
Nah, watch Beyblade X. It's fucking awesome. I love it. It's the current Beyblade season. Anyways, so yeah, you see dice being rolled, but there's no place where there's like a shop selling dice here.
Yeah. I see these kids gambling. And I don't know. Could I just get a quick sense if any of them are cheating?
Oh yeah, absolutely. If you want, since you have what gaming set do you have proficiency in?
Dice set.
Perfect. You can add your proficiency to this if you'd like. On top of your I'm going to treat this as a sleight of hand, and you're using this as a reference of because you need sleight of hand in order to cheat at games of chance.
Yeah.
So, but you can add your tool proficiency bonus on top of that.
Okay, so that'll be a 13 plus 4 is 17.
They're poorly cheating. Like the adults know they're cheating. Like the adults know that the kids are cheating, but the adults are letting them have it. You know what I mean?
Nice.
Because they're just being good sports about it. You can also tell that they're not really gambling with money in mind. They're more like gambling and then doing a dare.
Got it.
Like there's no money being exchanged. The adults are having a laugh at it. The kids are having fun with it because they're learning a game.
Nice.
Okay.
There are definitely two kids in the background. You hear the sound of a ripcord.
So like all the kids are trying to cheat.
Yeah, very poorly, but yes.
Yeah.
Like one kid one kid he throws the dice and then he slides he'll slide over so that way he can count the dice, and then while he's counting, because he touches all the dice while he's counting, he tries to flip over one die so he gets a better result just by like casually sliding his finger over it. Like it's blatant as fuck.
I'll prestidigitation to change the sides on the die to back to what it was before he flipped it.
Fair enough. So he like counts once more because because he didn't see what side he flipped it on. He just kind of flipped it on the side. And he goes, okay. He's not a very perceptive kid either. Let's be real with
Yeah,
you.
that's fair.
Kid's not great, but he's having fun.
Y'all aren't gonna make any money with this.
Here, you want to cheat? Let me show you how it's done.
Yeah.
One of the kids is actually doing pretty okay.
Yeah, this one shows promise.
Yeah, one of the kids shows promise because he actually he seems to be handing like 2 dice, right? And so when he tosses the dice, he throws down 2 more and then he has to slide them all together and count them up, and then he just removes the low ones and replaces it with the rigged dice.
Okay.
But that's like the most like skill you've seen. But again, all the adults see it and they're just like, all right, well, at least he's putting some effort in.
Well, all right. Pretty boring little scene, I think. It's cool, but I don't feel like teaching a bunch of kids how to cheat at games. I'm not that bored.
You're not that bored, but you have to look for 50 dice.
50 dice is a good use of time.
All right, fair enough.
No, I'll go back to that apothecary shop.
Sure. As you guys enter into this apothecary shop, you immediately smell just like a lot of dried herbs and spices. This seems to be more like a shop for like chefs. And less of a like apothecary. Like they do certainly have medicinal herbs and things of that nature, and there are some like salves and jars of what you can only assume to be ingredients inside of them. You'd have to open them to find out. But otherwise, this is more like a spice shop where there's like turmeric and cayenne and things like spices. Salt and pepper, things of that nature that people would buy in like small quantities that they then just use for cooking.
Yeah, I'll go up to the counter. Can I get your spiciest seasoning?
Oh, I know what Squarb's doing now that you mention it. I'm finding curry.
And you're in a spice shop, you can certainly do it.
Oh, Squarb's off doing his own thing, but while Violet's fucking around doing this, he's finding somebody to make some curry.
Fair enough. So you see this this homely elderly halfling, and she goes, "What's that?"
The spiciest you've got.
Oh, spices. Yes, we sell those.
The most. I'm like doing like hand signs like all the way. Like
I don't understand what you're saying with your hands, but
I'm not one to shout, I'm sorry.
okay. Well, why don't you get the spices you want and then bring them here? We'll tally you up.
Do you have like an assistant person?
Would
Another employee?
would Serena know about the like just spices in general?
Yeah, you would. It's like
Yeah.
you would forage for spices back in the day.
No, what I want is like their handmade grandma's spiciest concoction.
Mm.
We don't give this shit to just anybody who walks in.
My potions are too strong for you. You couldn't handle my strongest potions.
Potion seller, I'm going into battle. I need your strongest potion.
I Serena is gonna use thaumaturgy
Mm-hmm. Just
to
like,
make her voice 3 times as loud.
slightly bigger.
Voice 3 times as loud, and just says, "Do you?" She's asking if you have spicy spices, like things that hurt.
You see the old halfling woman creak open one eye. She gives you guys a look, sort of like a stink eye, but more like she's trying to dress you guys down to figure out what you're about.
Spicy food.
Well, if you think you handle it, and she pulls,
She can.
and she pulls out what looks to be a glass jar, and
Oh no.
and inside
Yes.
and it is sealed tightly, and it even has like twine wrapped around it, and there's like a single like puncture hole inside of it, and she puts it up. What you see inside, it looks like a jar of dirt, honestly.
Oh no.
Oh, this is perfect. This is exactly what I was looking
Like,
for.
and there is also a scorpion inside of it. And
Of course there is.
and then she goes, "If in you're thinking you can shine as hard as you think you do, I'm willing to offer you a pinch of my special spice."
Okay. Yeah.
You sure
I can take
it's
it.
what you want, Missy?
Yeah. I can take it. I'm seeking a challenge.
Then consider your challenge accepted.
Serena is also going to opt into this.
Wonderful.
Okay.
3 gold a pop, please.
Of course.
She
Yep.
sort of just like shakes in place with anticipation.
Oh, what am I getting myself into?
All
There's
right.
3 gold.
So you both
Don't be a coward,
so you-
Serena. You've
so you
already
both
committed.
put in 3
I
gold.
know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So you both as she like shakily slides down the coins into a box below. She gives you each a tablespoon,
Oh.
and then
Oh, that's so much.
and then she goes, "This is all I'm able to give yous. Take as much or as little as you want, but no more than this."
Oh, it's one of those. Mhm.
You're gonna have to open the jar yourself. My wrists ain't what they used to be.
Yeah, okay.
As she is
Alright.
shaking violently.
Yeah, I'll grab the jar and I'll open it. Can I smell it?
Yes, you are immediately assaulted. Like just the one hole is enough to let that scent waft through your undead nostrils, and even you can smell it.
Mm,
Oh.
This will be the most flavor I've had in years. Well, year.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I'm gonna need you guys to make a strength check to open that jar without shattering it.
Oh, okay.
Violet never fails. 21. She's so good at jars.
She's so good at jars.
Uh,
Violet opens the jar.
Yeah.
Violet opens
Thank
the
you.
jar.
Thank you.
Like Serena gives it a shot. She goes, "Well, I mean, I'm pretty strong."
There's like a trick to it.
I'm so tired right now here.
Yeah.
Like, she did a lot of lifting in the tunnels. So she's
Yep.
she's got lactic acid buildup in her
Just,
muscles right now. She's just, yeah. But Violet's like, "I'm good." Just so yeah. But immediately as soon as that jar comes up, Serena, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Let's go. Natural 20. 24.
Immediately you feel the hairs in your nostril like sizzle out,
Yeah.
but otherwise you are not like you're not like immediately knocked out by the sheer pungent spice of what's inside this jar.
Serena's eyes go wide. I can think of other things to do with this.
All right, so how much of the spice do you take?
I'll take the teaspoon.
This is to like test our metal against, right?
Yes, this is a test.
Ah, I see. I will do half a teaspoon.
Yeah. What she basically asked you guys to pay for was a liability charge.
Gotcha. Okay.
Of course.
I will do half a teaspoon.
And
Okay.
I'll put it on like a piece of like, I guess, what would rations be? Like a piece of flatbread?
You have hardtack,
Dried meats.
dried meats, nuts, things of that nature. Just preservable foods, but hardtack would be effectively like a flatbread.
I'll do like
hard
hardtack and a
flatbread.
bit of meat.
Okay. What about you, Serena?
Serena's gonna do it just straight.
Just straight like a cinnamon challenge. All right.
Yep.
All right. Both of you, please roll me Constitution saving throws.
Oh,
Never punished. 23. Oh no, Violet.
12. I'll just take it.
You're lucky there isn't a status condition for your mouths,
Oh,
because you both failed the DC.
God damn.
damn.
You both, as soon as the spice touches your tongue, immediately you can feel your esophagus dry up. The sheer impact and flavor that this provides, to describe it is a exercise in futility to how hot this really is.
We are simultaneously blinded, grappled, restrained, and stunned. And
You guys, like, if there was a way for me to say it, yeah, it's like you guys are stunned, paralyzed, and also bleeding.
Oh.
but like, for the first time in a very long time, Violet, yeah, you understand spice. like but it's so strong that it actually, your tear ducts reactivate for a moment.
It's like, this, all right.
Yeah, and then Serena, it takes a bit longer before it kicks in.
Yeah.
And then even as the spice lingers and you guys and like once it subsides, the afterburn kicks in like
Yep.
immediately after.
Oh,
It's just this
no.
very long lingering pain of spice.
So the two of you have just eaten the concept of spicy.
Yeah.
Basically.
We ate
Holy
pure
shit.
capsaicin.
That's
you,
amazing.
You effectively ate the equivalent of pure capsaicin in a concentrated form. Yes.
Holy shit. Violet, you gotta make a bomb out of this.
Make a pretty effective pepper bomb, yeah.
Oh, God.
New idea just dropped.
Maybe. Oh.
You see the old lady, she brings up a cup of tea and she goes, "Well, what you think, little missus?"
That's amazing.
Honestly, it tasted really good. It just hurts like hell.
So, you willing to buy?
A bit. Can I get a bit?
Yes. And she slides the jar over, and you see that she pulls out a small pouch, maybe no more than like, it can contain like maybe no more than like 2 ounces.
Gotcha.
And she takes a funnel, and underneath the funnel is a sifter. and then she just like on top of the funnel is a sieve, and she just pours enough spice in it, and it's just like it's like watching sand being cut through a sieve, and you just get all the non-clumpy bits of the spice into this like 2-ounce pouch before she like ties it up tautly, and then she like places it down, and then she goes, "I like your spirits, girls."
Still like shaking from
Yeah.
the spice, like
I'm
Yeah,
like,
both of you are
"Thank
still
you."
like both are still like shaking from the spice, and all she asks in return is an additional 3 gold for the spice.
oh, all right, done.
Of course.
Y'all come back now. As she
We'll see.
takes the
Her
jar,
voice is the funniest thing.
and then she just cleanly reseals it, puts the twine back, and then puts the jar back underneath her table.
Oh, this is gonna be an all-day thing, isn't it?
Yes.
Tea helps a little bit.
There's many things that help a little bit. I'm gonna go eat sand.
I don't know how much that'll help.
Go eat sand. There's a lot to go from.
I'm gonna go eat dirt, guys. Be right back.
I mean, you know, if anyone do it, it would be the Earthgenasi.
Yeah.
So, with Scorb, where are you and Visper at right now?
Squarb's trying to find a good plate of curry.
Fair enough.
I was just gonna say I'm trying to look for like something fun to do, essentially.
Yeah.
Hey, I saw these kids earlier. I can teach you how to cheat and win against them so much. They were awful.
Yeah, she's still hacking and wheezing. Like I said, this is like the first time in a long while like Violet's awkward or like tear ducts reactivate momentarily.
Yeah, it's the first time she's like felt thirsty ever.
You people live like this?
Serena grabs the endless decanter and puts it on the second setting and just opens her mouth. It's the 5-gallon setting.
Doesn't help. You're putting a band-aid on a fire.
Yep.
But
I've had the hot ones with Paulo sauce. I know this pain.
yeah, this pain is real. This pain is real. But like, but yeah. So, Visper discovers Beyblade.
Let's go. The next arc.
The next arc, Visper becomes a Beyblade champion. And Scorb, as you're roaming around, roll me just a quick perception check. I'll make it a DC 12.
You got it. 1 second. Hey, 18.
You get this very familiar scent kind of waft in the air, and you recognize that smell. That's the smell of curry being made somewhere in this town.
Oh, I'm gonna go find that.
Easily enough. Like Toucan Sam, you follow your nose, and you eventually come to what looks to be a restaurant right along the river. And you see a bunch of people dining there. They're eating like you see like a group of teenagers eating naan with like some hummus or like various other dips. You see like an elderly couple. They are enjoying what looks to be a very simple like cold soup dish, but you find what you're looking for. You see a wizened gentleman. He's sitting there, and then you see the waiter bring down this beautiful plate of curry and rice.
Oh. How much for a plate?
You see the hostess, and she goes, "A plate of what, sir?"
Sorry, curry and rice?
Oh, Oh yes, please, take a seat where you'd like, and then we can bring you a menu. But if you just want the curry and rice, it's only 10 silvers.
Oh, easiest 10 silver I've spent in months.
Okay. So you find a seat over next to the river where the cool water mixed in with the warm air and the sun kind of create this nice like little like temperate zone
Mhm.
like where like everything just kind of like you remember like you remember going to Riverview, right? And like
Yeah.
you had like that nice like spray of the river, but it's also but like in the middle of summer, so it's like very much like a humid feeling, but kind of nice.
Oh, I love this.
Yeah, very much that. Um so so you're sitting there enjoying the peace is the best way to put it, Scorb. You are this is the first time in a very long time where things aren't hectic. Things aren't going to shit. And in the
Thank
back
goodness.
and in the background, you hear Lumi and she's just shouting, "Let it rip!"
Was that this? I'm. You know what? I'm not questioning it. I am going to enjoy my meal for the first time in months. I need
You see
a chill
Violet
day.
and Serena like walking past like in a coughing fit.
What the hell happened to the two of you?
Like Serena's like debating if the river water or the decanter of endless water is better for the situation right now. Like, do I just dive in? Is it appropriate for me to just be in the water?
Oh,
Oh, Scorb, I see you have some curry there. Would you like some spice?
Birds can't really. My folks can't really taste spice all that well. I'm mostly here for the meat.
that's what I thought. You want to give that you want to give that a test?
You know what? If I'm willing to take on a challenge.
Okay, we're not going to put much.
We're not gonna do
Not a
much.
teaspoon. Half
Yeah,
a teaspoon
no,
would
just
be fine.
give me a little bit. I'm not
Oh.
putting all this on my curry, but I'll have some with my bread.
Give him like
Yeah.
a quarter of
Yeah,
a
I'll give him
teaspoon.
like a shake or two.
Yeah.
I feel like you're treating me with kids' gloves, but I'll accept.
No, no.
We aren't.
You know what? If you insist.
All right, so a moment passes and Scorp, your meal arrives and the waitress looks up and sees that you have guests. She goes, "Would you guys like anything to eat as well?"
Do you have anything for heat, like treating like mouth pain,
Rice?
burn, hot?
Yeah, just like a lot of rice.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
I forgot to ask. Could I have some tea with my curry, please?
Absolutely. So she goes back. So just like a bowl of rice, and
Yeah.
you want something cold, like a drink, or
They've just
Yeah.
eaten something very spicy.
Yup.
oh, I see. Oh, you went to go see.
Yep.
You okay? Okay.
We're gonna put some on my bread and see how I like it.
She looks at you dead in the eyes and she goes, "Are you sure?"
No, but they tried it, and I like challenging myself a little bit. And besides,
it's
Aarakocra
great.
have a really hard time actually like noticing capsaicin.
I wouldn't eat your curry beforehand then. Just in
Yeah, no.
case.
If they're having a hard time, I'd really rather not,
Yeah.
not have the curry in my stomach.
As long as you're aware. All right, I'll bring something to kind of alleviate the pain. There's not much we can do.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it.
Squarb chuckles. What are you getting me into?
A good time.
All right.
The euphoria after this fades is going to be the best thing you've ever felt.
Vesper comes back and she's got a top with a string. Like a bit of twine wrapped around her wrist and a top.
Vesper, that?
Yeah.
What's that?
A smoothie.
For legal reasons, we can't call it Beyblade. You can call them Battle Tops, though.
Yeah.
Yes.
I have this
Sand
cool
spinners.
Sand spinners. You know what?
Spinners.
I love that. That's way better. Yeah, you discovered the game of sand spinners.
Well, I have this cool little sand spinner thing, and I've been having fun with it.
Oh, I'm so glad for you.
Oh, I can show you how to cheat with that thing.
Violet.
Violet.
Sorry, her brain
gotta
ain't
make-
working.
Me too.
It's pretty easy. I'm sure you can do it.
Squarb size heavily.
So yeah, eventually you all, so you two receive what looks to be like a large bowl of just rice, just plain white rice, and then Scorb, you get your tea, and then she also brings what looks to be like a cold, like a gazpacho, like a cold soup,
Oh,
and she goes, "Hope that helps.
Thank you.
I'll bill you guys at the end."
okay.
All right, let's put some of this on a bit of naan and see how it is.
Yep. So how much do you give him?
Like a shake or two.
Yeah, we're being nice. We're not gonna be mean.
Okay.
We're already being mean enough.
Yeah.
Scorb,
I
roll-
don't think y'all are being mean.
Scorb, make a Constitution saving throw.
I'm good at those.
Uh-huh.
He says.
But I'm not that good. I
Yep.
did not roll a nat 20. I rolled an 18. So, I'm not having a great time. I'm having a great time, but I'm not having a great time.
Scorb, your peace is broken for but a brief instance, as you say with confidence. Oh, don't worry, my folks can't process capsaicin very well, and it's in that first bite you realize you were very, very mistaken.
Dear gods, what is this? We're not. I was not. Normally, we don't have the taste receptors for this. But
Yeah.
here
That's
I
what I
am.
thought. That's what I
Here
thought.
I am.
It's wonderful.
Mind you,
Oh, this is.
it's very fragrant. It's very lively. It's vibrant. Like it's a gorgeous scent, but it burns your tongue off. Like
This is a very new sensation for me. I love
yeah.
this.
Yeah.
That's great. We're gonna make a bomb with it.
You're what? You're what?
Yeah.
Like
Visper,
Oh.
how's your
Ooh.
spice tolerance?
I think it's pretty well.
okay.
am I just gonna have an
Squarb
entire
splits the
party
naan
of
in half.
Am I just gonna have an entire party of spice mouths?
Yes.
Yes.
Cool.
I think you already do because, like, in real life, I like spicy food.
I know you do. All right, Visper. You take a bit of that naan, and you put it in your mouth. Go ahead and roll me a Constitution saving throw.
All right.
And before Visper's the only one to nat 20.
This was fine, actually.
Watch the chaos magic work in her favor.
Right?
Wild magic search happens, and it just like, yeah, no, spicy gone.
Let me roll, please.
Ooh, let her roll.
I'm trying to roll. It's not letting me.
Oh
Here.
no!
Here, I got you. I'll roll for you. I'll roll 2 for you, so that way, because I have to roll for you. She's a +5 to her Constitution saving throw. What the fuck?
Yes,
Yeah, sorcerers get proficiency.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna roll 2. So here's the first one. All right, and then here's the second
Okay.
one, just to compensate, just to like balance it out. You take the higher of the two. It's
Okay.
like rolling with advantage, because she couldn't roll it herself. I decided to balance it out, but on a 16, that's still a fail.
Yup.
Ooh.
I got the highest roll out of 23, and it still failed.
That's okay.
Ooh.
Yeah. So again, I mean, like you smell it. It's very nice and fragrant. It burns your hairs in your nostril, but otherwise, it's like your sinuses are cleared. Like, don't get me wrong, guys. Y'all can breathe through your noses now, like more cleanly than before. But
Get all the bone dust out.
yeah, but y'all are definitely now mouth breathers. Like,
Oh, that's fine.
you just ha ha ha. some rice in there, trying to calm it down. It ain't working. Ah, ah, ah. Drink a bit of this gazpacho. Ah, ah.
Guys, I think this might be a little spicy.
Yeah, a little bit.
Meanwhile, Squarb attempting to maintain his composure. His eyes are red.
Everybody's crying a little bit, but they're like laughing at each other because it's just so stupid of a situation.
I should have given us all bless. God damn it.
This
is gonna make an awesome bomb.
I want
I'm
more.
so glad that you decided to share this with us.
Yup.
Oh, this was fun. Oh, let's get some
Actually
of this
want
curry
more.
in me.
This
Really
is an
good.
all-day thing, by the way. Like,
Yeah, it's an
we're
all-day
stuck
thing.
That's so fine.
Uh,
Well, if
But-
it's all day, might as well take a whole spoonful.
Oh no, we're not letting
They need it.
Don't
They're
push
gonna
your
make a
luck.
bomb from it, Whisper. They need it.
I can still taste it from like 30 minutes ago. I don't need another.
Squarb's gonna dig into his curry at this point.
I'm gonna
I-
say
I-
The curry is cooling.
the curry is the cooling agent at this point. Yes.
I mean, there is cream in curry sauce.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah, so
But I'm gonna say, like, as you guys are in mutual pain, and you find yourselves in a relative like peace. Like there's no you aren't stressed about anything. There's no imminent threat to your lives. There's no immediate like we have to move on to the next thing right now, and it's sort of a melancholy catharsis where you all recognize that this is one of the few moments where we get to just be.
Yep. That's
And-
nice.
And you all take that in. And then at the end of the night, you all return to the inn.
Before that, I wanted to do one more thing just because Serena's kind of concerned about something.
Yeah, what's up?
I'm gonna go. She's gonna make an excuse like I need to get some air because ow.
Yeah,
Uh,
absolutely.
She's gonna go to like where the population's like most congregated
Mm-hmm.
and use Eyes of the Grave just to make sure.
Yeah, certainly. So, throughout the day, as after you finish lunch and everything like that, you guys kind of decide to stick together for the remainder of the day, and you guys find it's essentially a plaza. Yeah, it's the best way to put it. It's a nice little like open area where it's kind of like built into a circle, and they put stone walkways and made it into like this large plaza like area where the river like diverts and still flows through, but it has like this nice like aesthetic to it. And as you pop Eyes to the Grave, there you detect no undead.
Serena visibly relaxes.
Oh, thank goodness.
We're actually okay here.
We finally get to take a break. It's been a very long time since we've had that opportunity.
She just kind of breathes and
Squarb does the same at the riverside.
Mm-hmm.
Just relaxes for the first
Yeah.
time in forever.
Yeah. I'm gonna say you guys can all take a long rest now here.
Hooray.
And then if you want to start right now, Violet, you can start making your spice bomb.
Yeah.
Stepping away for a second, I'll be right back.
No
Uh,
problem. I gotta
I-
pull up her I gotta pull up her bomb chart. So
Can I
Yeah.
can I help her with that actually? Like with
yeah,
my
you can
weird knowledge of spices and stuff.
you can provide her the assist action.
Okay.
Or the help action because you
Yep.
have proficiency in medicine.
Yeah. That work.
Let me see. I mean, this is automatically an additional condition.
Yeah, it's automatically an additional condition.
I don't really know what condition it functionally is. Stun?
I will provide it later, but it will still be a +5 modifier.
Got it.
2 ounces of it is enough where you can reasonably make a 10-foot sphere of dispersal if you wanted to.
I'm gonna keep it 5 foot because I want to keep some of this.
Okay. So yeah, so you have enough
and
in
then
there. Yeah, because it's like I'm basically saying it's an ounce per dispersal range increase.
got it. Yeah, and I'll do. Okay. What's additional condition? I'll do a +2 DC, so that'll be DC 17 on the crafting.
Oh, plus to the poison DC. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So that's +7. So yeah.
So DC 17, spice bomb.
Yep.
I need to roll a. What do I roll for these again?
It is a D20 plus your proficiency bonus, plus either your nature or medicine bonus.
Right. Right. Okay.
And you have advantage because I'm providing the help action.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, really?
Oh.
This is a skill check. So
This is a skill check, yes.
knowledge from a past life, get me a 3. I feel like I've always rolled 1s.
Can I cast guidance as well?
I will allow it. Yeah, I will allow it.
Okay.
That you had cast guidance prior to this. Yeah.
Okay, that pushes it up just to 17.
Just to 17. So hey, you beat. So yeah, you now have a spice bomb.
Yeah. Do not throw that in an area of any of us, please.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. Friendly fire hurts different. Just remember, Helldivers, friendly fire isn't. Oh boy.
It's gonna be awful and amazing when we get to use it, though.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, here's what's gonna happen because of the nature of the spice.
Yes.
They will need to make 3 separate checks.
Oh, geez. 3 saves?
3 separate saves, yes.
Nice.
The first one is going to be a dexterity save, and that's just to avoid the bomb in its entirety.
Yep.
If they fail, they are then going to have to make a Constitution save. On a success, they are blinded. On a fail, they are blinded and prone because they just got hit with a pepper bomb.
Nice.
And then if they continue to fail, and if they fail the third one,
They get blind and prone?
If they fail, yes, they become blind and prone. And then if they fail their third check, they will fall unconscious due to the sheer spice overload.
Yeah, okay. And what's that third? Is that a second con save?
It's so it's dexterity, con, and con.
Got it.
We're gonna forget about this until we face Golion, and then we're just gonna pepper bomb him.
Pepper bomb!
And then how did we decide that bomb DC?
Right. Let me see here. I believe I wrote it down. Where did I put it? Weird. I didn't. It's not on
DC
here.
16 is blindness. Okay, so I believe we said it was a 14 was the base, and then
yes, 14 was the base,
plus,
and then
plus.
Yeah, then +2, because you did the improved poison DC, so it's all DC 16.
Got it.
Which is still insane, But
Yeah.
you guys are also 9th level characters, so creatures are gonna be a little bit harder to swing at.
Yeah.
But if this hits,
Yeah.
fuck that one guy in particular.
Yeah.
We either use it on Azir or on Goliath.
So yeah,
Violet likes to have a bunch of like small nukes in her inventory that I pull out at different times.
just randomly. Do you still have some of those poison gas bombs you made earlier? It's like way
I
back in
do.
like episode 30.
No, yeah. I mean, I haven't used all of them. A lot of them, I still have a lot of just basic poison bombs
There you go.
for that. And I believe if I've been tracking them right, I've still got a couple of other.
I believe
ones
you
as
should have
well.
like 1 or 2 special poison bombs as well. Yeah, like 1 or 2, I believe. And if you don't, I will just retcon and say you minimal have at least 1 special bomb, of which I do not remember what we
Yeah.
crafted. Like, I remember we did this huge thing where we spent like 20 minutes crafting bombs, and I'm like, I don't
Yeah.
remember any of them. I didn't write any of them down. Totally fine though. But yeah, so you all get a long rest. If anybody needs to switch out spells, you guys can certainly do that.
Right, that's a thing I can do.
That's a
Hold on.
thing that you can do as a cleric, yeah. You know, if you guys want to like we just did some crafting. Let me see here. What else needs to be done? I guess like weapon maintenance, but that's a different game, so I don't need to worry about that.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Oh, Mac.
Repair kit, you know.
Yeah, they just successfully made a spice bomb.
Hell
Yep.
yeah.
That spice bomb requires 3 difficulty checks to save against.
A little fucked up.
It's a little fucked up. But she also bought
But
probably.
it's not lethal.
It is non-lethal. Yes, this is a non-lethal tool.
Yeah.
Squarb's got no issue with that.
Yeah, this is by all intents and purposes a non-lethal tool. It is a pepper grenade.
Yeah, this is a knockout.
If anybody's ever been hit with mace or pepper spray before, you know how bad that shit hurts.
Oh, I've been in an area where mace was used, and that shit's tough even just being near it.
Yeah, so they just made the equivalent of that as a grenade. So
That's amazing.
Oh, that's an
Yeah.
interesting spell.
yeah, is
I think my next-
there anything else you guys need to do as part of your long rests that I am not aware of?
Not for me, I think.
Yeah, I mean, Squarb might spend some time checking in with Lock and Key, but other than that, he's not doing anything else.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What about you, Visper? Do you have anything that I require knowledge of for a long rest for you? I don't think there is, but I just double checked to be sure.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything.
Okay. You got all your spell slots back and everything?
Yep.
Perfect. Also, Visper, as a reminder, you do have all those defensive spells I gave you from your royal raiment that you got from your mother. So remember to look over those spells.
Oh yeah, I barely use them because I forget that they're there sometimes.
Yeah. Oh, right. I forgot to mention. You all should in your inventory. I don't think everybody got it, but I just want to double check. Make sure all of you have your Jabberwock items. I remember Visper
Yes.
wasn't here, so she didn't get it, but she needs to be aware that she has it now.
Yep. I
Yeah.
have my Targe.
I've got my Talon. It gives me advantage against poison.
Perfect.
And Violet has her eyeball.
Yes.
Visper.
I see I have what's it called? Jabberwock wing satchel.
Yes. This is the bag that you requested.
Yay!
Would you go ahead and read that if you would like? If you can read it out loud for your friends, if you would like as well.
Let's see. Ooh, this is actually really cool.
I'm sorry, Rune. You can't just drop that on me and not provide me context.
Drop what?
Chat.
Cubes your orb.
Oh, it was just a funny thing I saw online.
I'm saving that. That's going into my. That's going into.
I
My
have
folder.
another one that'll be really amusing to you, especially if you like Star Trek.
I'm familiar with Star Trek. I need to really get back into Star Trek.
But I got real into Deep Space Nine.
Okay, that's good. That one's clever. I like
It's
that one.
even funnier because Klingons are environmentalists and would never use
They would
hairspray. They use the blood of their
never.
enemies.
Yeah, they would never. That's what makes it funnier. You know, fuck you. Cubes your orb. Like, damn. You just like me for real.
Try
you.
pondering that, bitch.
Ponder this.
I think my next character might be a spellcaster.
I think you would enjoy it a lot.
I haven't done one in a very long time, or I've never actually done one.
Yeah.
There's that.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool satchel. I think. I think I had a lot of fun building that one specifically.
Well, it also depends on what system we're using, because if I remember right, after this, we kind of wanted to avoid doing 5th edition for a while.
Yeah. There are other systems that we can play.
Yeah. I liked Daggerheart with one exception. I hate the hope mechanic.
The problem is that you gain hope too quickly.
I don't like it being tied to RNG. Is all.
I suppose. They did just drop a new what's it called? They did drop like a new patch, I guess, or whatever for Daggerheart. I have to read it to see if they changed anything.
Okay.
But yeah, that's a lot of people's concern is that you gain hope too quickly, and the ambiguity of what you use hope for needs to be defined a little bit more. And so that's what it is for a lot of people. I don't mind it because more often than not you are like for me more often than not you are rolling with hope than you are with fear.
Mm-hmm.
And so like I don't mind such a fluid resource being tied to your rolls because you're always rolling your duality dice.
Yeah.
So like that's where I stand on it. I personally think it's okay. I just think that what we can do with it needs to be more defined. I know it's supposed to be a very rules light system, and I get that.
Yeah.
But if you're going to provide a resource, I need to know what that resource is actually used for and how to use it in when.
Yeah. I'm actually I'm working with a local buddy to develop a new tabletop system, so I might see if I can get permission to have y'all play test it if you want.
I'd be down to do that.
But anyway,
yeah, everybody's gotten their long rest.
Yep.
Everybody in Frog, you picked all your spells.
I am picking one more, but you can go on. It's fine.
All right, cool. So you all awaken the next morning here in Anwa's passage, and I need to keep adjusting. I move up and down too much. I need to keep adjusting my mic. I need to get a standing desk. Next goal, standing desk.
dude, that sounds lovely.
Those things are godsends, honestly. They're my new favorite thing. As an adult, standing desks are superior. Especially the ones that you can shift. Those are the superior ones. Anyways, so you all awaken the next morning, well rested, and I need all of you to make a DC 12 Constitution saving throw.
Squarb succeeds with a 16.
Wonderful.
Natural 20, baby.
14.
Oh no!
Oh.
That doesn't sound. Oh.
Or Visper.
Oh no.
No!
So Visper, what'd you get?
I got a 9.
You all
I
awaken.
got a 9.
You all awaken, refresh. But Visper, you still, as you awaken, you still feel the slight burning sensation on your tongue. It's not enough to hurt, but it's just enough to recognize that it's gonna be there for just a couple more hours. But yeah, you guys are no longer in spice hell.
Now we have the euphoria.
Yeah, now you have the afterglow.
I don't know what you're talking about. I was having fun the whole time.
But yes, so you all awaken. You make your way downstairs, and you see Gregory and what looks to be a female goblin. She is working hard in the kitchen as she is preparing your morning meal.
Morning, Gregory.
Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. Hope you all slept well.
Oh, like a baby.
Very well.
First time in a long time, too.
Good, good. I'm glad to hear it. So, what's on the itinerary today?
I think the floating temple today.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
my goal today.
Good. All right. Well, we have a lot of boats coming up and down the river. Sure, if you just stay along that, you'll be able to find something right nice.
All right.
You then hear the sound of a bell dinging as he goes, "Oh, it looks like you meals are ready." And
Oh, lovely.
he just kind of like scoops one tray up after the other, and then he just places them down on the bar for you. Enjoy.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
What is provided for you is a fresh grilled fish, freshly caught from the river, with a accompaniment of what looks to be freshly baked naan and a dipping sauce, and it looks to be some steamed vegetables.
Very fancy breakfast.
Very nice. Thank you very much.
Of course. And then he kind of like walks away to contend with some other customers somewhere in the tavern.
Things are so
Yeah,
much cheaper here than in the city.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it makes sense. It's harder to get supplies in the city,
Yeah, true.
just given the mobile nature of it.
Well, also the city is built around commerce. Like when you're out here, it's just
Oh, that's true. I bet there are so many more middlemen.
yeah. Everyone has to get paid, so prices go up. When it's just fresh from the source, you don't have to worry about that.
At least not as much.
Yeah.
As you
Serena.
guys, oh no, sorry.
As we're eating, Serena is gonna kind of do a touchstone with Selene. Be like, hey, so we're going to the floating temple today. Is there anything that should know beforehand? Anything weird that I might learn? Anything I should say?
I really should make you roll for these kind of communications.
You can if you want.
No, I'm gonna give you a couple more freebies. This is too much fun.
Okay.
Doesn't Cleric have like a whole feature around this?
Nah.
Well,
Not.
there is divine
Oh, kind of,
intervention.
Yeah.
There's the
This isn't
spell.
really like divine intervention level, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
There's no intervention. It's
yeah,
just speaking with them.
Or
So yeah,
or
that's fair.
what's the spell that druids have? Commune.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's sort of like a commune, except without the whole I have to burn a spell slot to do it. Think of it like a light prayer. But yeah, no. So yeah, so you try to reach out to Selene, and what was your question again? I apologize.
Oh, you're fine. I was just asking if, like, I was saying we're going to the floating temple, and I was wondering if there was something in particular I should ask about in regards to being your chosen, or just things to avoid or things to specify.
You don't get a direct message. Instead, you get an
Okay.
esoteric, like, vision.
Okay.
And you see a vulture perched atop a withered desert tree, and in front of it you see various floating totems,
Mm.
each with a different animal associated with it. And all you get is a nod from the vulture.
What animals are they?
Pull up my notes. I remember most of them, but it is kind of hard to remember all of them.
Yeah.
Why did I put them in my drive? Because they're easier to find. Okay. So you see a scarab, a jackal, a hawk, and a crocodile. To the right of the vulture.
Okay.
You then see a snake, a centipede, a scorpion, and a lizard to the left of the vulture. And then the three in front of it, you see a cat, what looks to be two human priestesses. One is holding a scale with what looks to be coins atop the scale, and the other holds a decanter in her hands. So they're not all animals, but these are all like, you know what I mean.
Yeah. So they're the ones on the right are the ones of good. The left ones are the gods of corruption, whatever. And then the cat, I don't know, is what I'm getting at. And then the vulture is just kind of there, being like, I'm going to probably take you to one of these. Is what I'm getting from this vision. Is like, okay, so I'm a guide. I don't. I'm gonna have to clarify a lot of this.
Yeah. It's pretty great.
Thanks, Elaine.
As you say thanks, you just see all of the totems sort of like disappear in wisps as the vulture takes flight. So, any further inquiries?
I think we're ready to go.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. As you all finish your breakfast, you leave the tavern and you make way into the town proper. What are you doing?
I guess looking for someone who's going the correct way that we need to go on the river. Or the
Yeah,
boat.
finding someone going down the river.
Up, yeah. I guess up the river though.
Oh yeah,
Yes, it's up.
a person going
Going the
west the river.
direction. That person going the correct direction. Yeah, certainly. You guys, roll me a group perception check.
Okay. Ooh, I'm good at these.
I'm
not.
okay at those.
13.
Dirty 20.
Nice.
Natural 20.
Damn.
Wow. And then Visper?
Oh.
I...
This is not Visper's day, man.
No, it's not.
But it's okay. It's a group perception check, and with a nat 20, that counts as 2 successes. So, all in all,
thank
it's a
goodness.
group. So everybody. So all in all, it's a group success. You all are able to. You guys are able to call out and reach what looks to be just a person who's just a go-between throughout the city or throughout the town. I mean, I'm sorry. And yeah, he's more than willing to take you for no more than 5 silvers a person.
Perfect.
Awesome.
It's okay, Vesper. The dice don't like me too terribly much today either.
It's a
I'll cover the cost since it's kind of a me thing.
yeah.
So 2 gold then.
Yes, 2 gold.
Okay.
Okay. As he you see like so this very thin blue dragonborn. He has he's not wearing a shirt, but he's wearing some slops for like trousers. And he he takes his boat. It's sort of like a gondola where he's just using the steering rig to kind of push the boat up the river, and that's kind of what you guys are on right now. So that's why it takes a couple hours, or like a couple minutes to an hour or so, is because he has to push against the current.
Right.
But no, he is as lean as he is. He seems quite capable. He's very good at maneuvering the boat, even amidst the the town where everybody's just kind of smiling, waving, and greeting one another throughout the day. And then as you leave the city proper, you start to see that beyond, or not the city. God damn. Beyond the town, you notice that just along the river bed, you see like there's plant life growing alongside of it, and from there you see that there's farmland all the way
Oh.
up along this river. And then just out in the distance, you see this large crater, which looks more like a small hill, but you realize that that is the rocks and dunes being shaped from a massive impact at its epicenter.
Yes.
But he points that out and he goes, just up ahead, right there's where we're headed. Is the floating temple. Um, you see as you go along all these different farmers who have slightly sort of irrigated their fields by just diverting some of the water, not enough to like completely stem the tide of the river, but enough so that way the crops can grow further away from the river. And it's kind of very country picturesque, it's
Yeah.
very very cozy is a good way of putting it. Men, women, and children all working the fields. As they look up and they wave at you, you see a couple of boats coming from behind you and in front of you. The river is wide enough for where we're good like three boats can occupy the river safely without any of them colliding with one another. So you see people kind of going back and forth. You see a couple people fishing along the riverside, things of that nature. And within a couple hours, you guys make your way to the floating temple. You see as you crest over the ridge, you see this very large structure that seemingly seems to float because you don't really see an island per se underneath it. It actually is hovering slightly over the water. Uh, and the structure is sort of like it looks kind of like a combination between a mosque and a cathedral in terms of size. Like the entrance is very mosque-like, but then like the sheer size structure is like a cathedral.
Wow.
It's a very large structure. You see multiple riverboats circling around in the lake, and you see many people garbed in various different holy vestments, saying prayers as the river waders kind of push them along around the temple before your boat inevitably cuts through them with just enough of a gap. He follows along the current with the circles so that way you guys can get a good view of the temple before he's able to sort of make his way into the inner parts of the temple waters before he's able to stop the boat in front and let you off. All right, here you go. If you need anybody to get you out, ask any of the folks out here. They'd be more than happy to help you.
All right. Thank you very much.
Lovely. Thank you very much.
All right. As you step up into the floating aisle, the steps are paved with stone, and you see bits of wildlife kind of poke out from the water as they gaze upon you. You get a sense that they're not looking at you, but more looking through you. And all of you can feel this sort of I guess eminence is the best way of putting it. Like if you've ever seen like really like fascinating architecture, you're just sort of in awe.
Yeah,
You know, that's the sense you get. You get this sense of like awe, like you're standing in front of something of great significance.
I see.
Um,
This place is incredible.
It really is. Serena like looks a little bit apprehensive and nervous.
mhm.
Because like she's not religious,
Right.
even though she's a cleric of Selene. She's just like her beliefs are that Selene is a force rather than a god. So it's like she's putting service towards a force of nature, which
Right.
in her mind makes it not like a traditional.
It,
That's
it's
why there's not many clerics of him. There's not anything like that.
yeah. It's a very animistic way of looking at things.
Yeah,
Or like how or like how our ancestors sort of like explained phenomena.
exactly.
We used gods to explain our phenomena before we understood it was science, and animism was basically just that. Like you explained things as just natural forces, or at least you used symbolism to explain natural forces.
Right.
But as you guys make your way up the temple steps, um, you are greeted by a lizard folk priestess. She has a very slender frame, and she wears this very simple like wet white robe. It seems that she was in the waters not too recently, but uh, her striking blue scales are complemented by her emerald green eyes. She looks vastly different from any lizard folk you've ever seen. But she looks upon all of you as you make your way up the steps, and she goes, "Welcome, travelers, to the floating temple. To what do we owe your visit?"
Soul searching, I think.
Well, how do I put this?
Now, how do I explain that?
Yeah,
How do I
I mean, it's
explain that
pretty
I'm searching
simple.
my soul? It sounds like soul searching to me.
no, it's not that.
I
It's
mean, it's not like you're the first chosen in history.
yeah, that's true. I guess. Okay. My name is Serena. I am a well, I guess was. Am I still? Yeah, I'm still a cleric of Selene. Um, I am now Selene's chosen, and I'm trying to find more information out about that.
I see. Uh, well, it is an honor to meet you all. Uh, I had a name and I lost it, so I'm looking through my notes to find it again. Where did I put
Roommates
her?
playing Stardew.
Got it. Let's go. Stardew slaps.
Yay.
It does. They just found out you can't put mayo in the soup.
Well, that's a bummer, but understandable. That's that's funny.
Right?
Um, so she replies, "I am High Priestess Gazes at Stars, and
Yeah, you are.
I
Sorry, that was out of game.
I know my brain had to reset. And though I am familiar with Selene, it is rare to see one so devoted to him. I will do my best to aid you on your journey to provide you with answers. Please, step into the temple. And she guides you through these large, simple stone gates. As you step inside, you are immediately all hit with awe as you see inside is a lot. It looks a lot bigger on the inside than it does on the outside.
Oh, I love spaces like this.
Yeah, where like it has this long like foyer entrance, like this hallway, right? And as you are walking, you hear the sounds uh of the tile beneath you. And as you walk along, you see in between the sconces that are alight, there are these statues. Each statue is depicting a different race, and they each hold a holy symbol of some kind. One holds an urn, another holds a scale, another holds a sword, uh, and they just sort of like line the hall all the way up till you guys make your way into sort of like the grand. It's not really the grand cathedral, but it's more like but it is technically like the place of worship. Like it is this large circular room, and within this large circular room, you see above you is an open sunroof that beams down uh, this straight beam of sunlight, uh, and all around you, you see these various depictions of the gods and goddesses of Abu Kanasta.
Oh, this is beautiful.
It really is.
Yeah. So what you'll see is that in front, you will see a in front of you, you will see uh four gods. You see you see a hooded man with large wings, over uh sort of like draping over him like a cloak, and in his hand he wields what looks to be a flame. And the only other notice you see is uh, this long beak that protrudes just past his hood. To his uh, to his right, you see a woman who wields who wields a decanter in her hands, like held up, sort of like Aquarius holds the jar,
Right.
but it's just like a large decanter, and from it spews forth um, what looks to be water in its place, but it's used as a cover to cover her body, where clothes would be.
Okay.
To the man's left, you see a another goddess who has a feline face, and she wields a sickle in the shape she wields a sickle in one hand, and then in her other hand she holds a coin, and that coin has a symbol of the moon on it. And then on the opposite end of that cat goddess, you see another goddess, and she has the scales held in front of her, sort of like how a soldier holds a sword. And you'll notice that underneath the scales is actually a sword that she holds straight up, and then the scales each have weights on either side of it. So that's what the four statues you see in front of you.
Okay.
To your right, you will see a you will see what looks to be the depiction of a coleopteryx, a beetle person.
Okay.
And they seem to wield. They hold in their left hand an orb, what looks to be, or an orb at first, but then you realize it's a wheel, and then in their right hand they hold a lightning bolt. To their right, you see effectively an Anubis, because that's what Anubis is a jackal. But you effectively see an Anubis, and they wield a shield and spear
Okay.
in front of them. To the left of the scarab, you see another winged god. This time, you recognize it solely as a hawk, and they seem to have a depiction of a sun emblazoned on their chest. And then to the right of the jackal, you see the familiar visage of the crocodile goddess Anwa Ballora, as she wields a shield in front of her, and she wields what looks to be an orb made out of water in her offhand. To the left of you, you will see a goddess with that is dressed sultry is the best way to put it. I have no there's no way to put it. She's a sultry goddess. Very voluptuous, curves in all the right places. And she wields what looks to be like a wavy dagger, like a Chris dagger.
Okay.
In her right hand. And you see that a snake sort of drapes over her shoulders and onto the arm, where the head of the snake rests on the back of the hand where that dagger is placed.
I see.
Next, you see a god who's who looks like I don't know the actual name of the statue, but the statue with 1,000 arms. You know that one?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You see that.
Oh.
You see a statue with looks like it has 100 arms behind him, and you see that he has a face of rage about him. Next to him, you see another woman clad in gladiatorial attire. Like she's got like a breastplate, and she wields what looks to be a sword that has been segmented to work like a whip. And her shield has a spike, not on the front of it, like not on the face of the shield, but where her fist would be. And it's got a spike that way. It's just as if she's using it to punch something.
Right.
But you also notice that the shield is segmented to look more like a claw.
Okay.
And then finally, you see a large lizard-like god. He's very rotund, and he looks to be in ecstasy as he has as he holds what looks to be some sort of food item overhead, and his tongue lolls out, and you see that he sits crisscrossed. So he's the only god that is sitting effectively, but he gazes up into whatever food he has in his mouth, and his tongue lolls out, and that is the final god, and it's just this large lizard folk like god.
Lots of reptilians.
Yeah. So
Anwa Ballora. Sorry, I was just remembering. I was researching her when we were trying to find ways to break the curse on you.
Yeah. She's the antithesis of Golion.
I'm sorry to break away here, but I'm going to go look at that statue if you don't mind.
Go ahead. Serena kind of has a puzzled look on her face.
Mm-hmm.
And walks up to the man statue with the wings wearing as a cloak,
Mhm.
and like everything else matches the vision she had except for this.
Mm-hmm.
And she'll look at the priestess and go, who is this?
You're referring to the one with the wings draped over him
Yeah,
in the flame.
yeah.
Oh, so gazes at stars, walks over to you, and she goes, "Well, that is your god."
Ah, I haven't seen him depicted like this.
There are many depictions of the one who guides the dead. Mostly, people just see him as the vultures that roam the deserts. It is not uncommon that people do not see him in his human form.
Okay, so the cat, the priest, the doom, and priestesses. Now it makes sense. Okay. All right. Okay. Um. So this is gonna sound like a lot, but I feel like I should give you context as to why I was name chosen.
If you feel it is appropriate, then speak your heart.
Okay. So, this whole thing that me and my uh friends are on, uh, started because we were first looking into a theft, but it kind of devolved into us looking into the Order of the Desert Winds, which I don't know if you know who those are, but that's not what's important for this. The other one we looked into was the Cult of Golion. She'll pause to see if there's any like light of recognition on her face or anything.
Gazes at stars, just kind of stares at you,
Oh, okay.
like she doesn't change her disposition doesn't change whatsoever. If that's what you're looking for.
Okay. All right. And part of looking at this cult is we found some artifacts. There was a scuffle. The cult made off with the artifacts. We found one. It was the great sword of Golion. I touched it. Well, picked it up. It possessed me. Whole mess with that. But during that time, my soul was with Selene. Um, it's a little hazy how much time passed, but when my
Couple
party
months.
rescued my core, and she'll gesture to the opal in
Mhm.
her chest, I would, or Selene had me choose what path I wanted to bring back as, which I chose this form. And he named me his chosen as I was coming back to life. He also told me before that I essentially that I was chosen to fix an imbalance. And I think the whole Golion thing is the imbalance. Because they're working hard to make sure to try to bring it to for like here.
I see.
It's a lot, I know.
She simply shrugs.
But I don't know if there's been other chosen of Solane before me that you would know of. If there's
Gazes at stars, looks up to the statue of your god Selene, and she doesn't speak for some time. She's trying to find the words to provide you.
fair.
Then after a moment, she goes, "You are not the first to be chosen of Selene, though you are the rarest of the chosen.
I see.
Do you know of the do you know the relationships between the gods and goddesses of our country? Like how they all play a role cosmically?"
I'm gonna make a religion check and probably fail at it.
Roughly.
Oh, well, 15.
Okay. Um, you know about as much as the next guy, honestly. Like
Okay.
it is clearly one of those things where like so you know of what each god represents,
Right.
right? So you know at least generally what their dominions are, like what
Okay.
they like what domains they have access to, and like what their general role is. But you don't know like their history, their stories.
Okay.
You just know basic things.
So I know as much as the next person, honestly. I'm a cleric in the sense that I serve Solane as like a force more than a god.
Oh,
I'm
there's no
not very
problem
well
with that.
Yeah, I'm not very well studied in like actual religion.
Okay, well, that's fine. Uh, there's nothing wrong with not knowing the cosmology of the gods.
Okay.
It is not required of a member of the cloth, really. At least I do not think so. But you do understand the dominion of which Selene has control over, that you do know his role within the greater cycle.
Yeah, he's make sure people get where they need to go, pretty much.
Correct. Selene is nothing more than a ferryman.
Hmm.
However, he can only ferry so many at once. If what you say is true, then the cult of Golion is causing a great imbalance. There are too many souls that are left unferried.
Yeah, that was it was a little crowded.
Selene doesn't simply carry souls.
No.
He weighs them, measures them, figures out where they best need to go. But he cannot do that if there's too many souls to ferry. This great imbalance that you speak of, he may be referring to the influx of souls that he cannot ferry.
Hmm.
He may need you to carry his burden with him.
I see.
How you interpret that, however, I leave up to you.
Raina just kind of exhales very slowly, like she puff out cheeks, like slow exhale, just kind of staring at the statue and just going, okay, that's. I'm going to take this way too literally, I'm pretty sure. I'll figure out something.
Of course. Take all the time you need to pray.
Thank you. And she'll kind of get on her knees and kind of go into a little bit of a meditative state and just kind of, I guess, open herself up to Selene.
Okay. I'm going to move on, and I'm going to just say that's just time you are praying.
Okay.
Who else had questions, concerns, motivations here in the temple?
Squarb's gonna approach the statue of Anwa Belora.
Okay. So you make your approach to the crocodile goddess, and you see that, like I said before, she has the face of a crocodile, and she wields a mighty circular shield in front of her that covers the majority of her body. And then you see in her right hand she wields what looks to be an orb of water. Of course, it's made of stone, but you get the idea.
Yeah. Squarb would like to approach the nearest priestess, who looks like she's got, some time.
Yeah. So there's another lizard folk. She has like these like river green scales, right? And
Mhm.
she's currently praying to Anwa Belora.
Oh, lovely. Uh, Pardon me, I don't mean to interrupt.
Mhm. Oh, not at
Uh,
all.
what is the most appropriate way for one to give thanks to the goddess?
Well, I find that prayer is the simplest and most efficient form of showing reverence and thanks. Uh, but I don't think that's what you're asking.
Not quite. I want to make some sort of offering to her as thanks for saving my friend.
I see. And what would this offer entail?
I don't know. I I genuinely don't know. This is a very new experience for me. I'm sorry for not being a little bit more well educated on this before I came to you.
No, this is fine. The floating temple is here to provide succor and knowledge for those who wish to, for those who seek it.
A friend of mine touched a cursed artifact of Goleon's and was possessed by him for quite some time. The priestesses of Anwa Belora were able to free her soul and help us return her to her body. I don't know how I can repay that, but I want to.
I see. Anwa Belora is a generous goddess. And you wanting to seek a means of thanking her, you're not the first to do so.
Well, I should hope not.
And there are many who seek to do such things. My interpretation of the goddess is that she does this thanklessly. She does this because it is within her power to do so. She not because she seeks gratitude or praise. This is just her nature.
But What if it's in my nature to give thanks? After all, I mean, she's done me a great kindness. Why shouldn't she receive some in return?
If you wish to provide thanks to Anwa Ballora, mayhaps you should go on a pilgrimage and see about becoming her sword.
Hmm. Where would I have to go?
Well, do you have a map with you?
Yes, of course. Score rummages through his pouch and pulls out the map that the standard issue Scar Audine map.
Okay. As you unfurl the map, she's shocked by how detailed it is at first, and then she goes, "My, this is quite a detailed map."
We're quite well traveled.
As she looks you up and down, I see this. If you wish to go on the pilgrimage, you'll want to take the path that Anwa took when she was still a mortal before she ascended. Go along down the river, and then make your way across the country, all the way to her retreat. There, you will then make a prayer to the Temple of the Sun, where you will seek the guidance of the God of Wisdom, and he will tell you your next steps.
I hope that I find the time to do this soon.
I shall pray for your success.
I appreciate it.
If you are adamant about following Anwa's journey, then take this with you. And she pulls out from beneath her robes and she undoes the clip. And she hands you an amulet in the shape of a crocodile's head emblazoned upon a shield.
Scorb will accept this gratefully.
Okay. Would you like to pray with me?
Certainly.
As she returns to kneeling in front of the statue of Anwa Ballora, what do you pray for? What do you, instead of asking what do you pray for, a better question is, what do you hope, like what message do you hope Anwa Ballora hears from your prayer?
I'm following the priestess's advice at this point and offering what little thanks I can give at the right here.
Okay.
I know it's just words at this point, but I hope to show you how thankful I am in action as soon as I'm able.
Scorb, you feel in the palm of your hand as you clutch the amulet that you received, a sort of gentle motherly warmth from it, and you feel your muscles relax, and you feel heard, and you feel seen in that moment.
Deep exhale.
Before I go back to Serena, Violet or Visper, did either of you two want to examine the statues or anything like that?
Not in particular.
Okay.
Same.
Okay.
I'm sort of just wandering about.
Fair enough. So going back to Serena.
Oh.
As what throughout your prayer, what message are you hoping to reach Selene? Or any god at this point, if you're praying just in general.
The message, I guess, is mostly directed at Selene, but it's also partially just broad spectrum.
Mm-hmm.
Is as Selene's chosen, or as you're chosen, I want to do my best to assist you in your job, the weighing of souls, guiding them where they need to go. I just don't know how. If any of you have input, that would help.
Bueller.
Bueller. Roll me.
This needs to be fixed.
Yeah. Let's see. Serena, roll me a religion, but use your wisdom modifier.
Okay, so +3, so +1. All right. Here we go. 19.
Okay. And a 19. Though this message is directly sent to Selene, you do kind of open the forum, as it were,
Yep.
to those around you. You feel seen and heard by multiple gods and goddesses.
Oh no.
Good.
As if
God.
you had opened up a congregation.
May you live in interesting times.
Yes.
Serena, like, visibly goes a little bit pale.
Yeah, her already stony skin gets a little bit lighter. But you see, almost as if he's trying to protect you. This warm flame in front of you, and then you feel the weight of these heavy feathers draped over you like a cloak. And then just above you, you feel Selene's presence, kind of like encompass you, shielding you from their gaze. You then see a hawk, a sun hawk, the ones that you've seen from the ones you've seen in Blasphatan, descend down, and this one emits a sort of radiance about it. So it's like staring at the sun itself, almost very blinding, but you can still make out the shape of a hawk. And it speaks. Step aside, vulture. She seeks wisdom, and I would impart upon her that very thing. And you see that Selene's wings begin to shield you even further, as if trying to make sure that you cannot look directly at him. You then hear the sound of a thunderstorm roiling behind you before a lightning bolt strikes. Though you cannot see it, you can hear their loud rumbling voice. Then speak it, so that way we may move on. You then hear the sound of rushing water, and you can feel it sort of pool at your ankles as you hear a gentle voice speak up as you feel this shadow loom in front of you. She is his chosen, and it is his right to provide her with wisdom, not yours, brother. What do you do in this instance?
Huh. I Serena takes a deep breath and will stand up in the presence of these gods and goddesses and be like, I know I am Selene's chosen. His words carry the most meaning to me. However, if how do I put this? This great imbalance seems like something that's going to be everyone's problem, all of yours. Because if there's a stoppage, if there's a massive influx of souls, who's going to keep praying to you? Who's going to carry the torch? Who's going to serve you after death? I need help from everyone.
As you finish your statement, you hear the sounds of fire erupt to your left, and the sound of hounds, thousands barking in unison, before you hear a very hoarse voice. The fires of war have been ignited. 'Tis only a matter of time before the mortal speaks truth. We must make actions. The hawk once more speaks up. Then let us provide her with knowledge, as she requires. Before you hear the thunderous steps coming from behind you. Ferryman, is it true? Are the souls not returning to the great cycle as they should? As at this point you hear 1,000 souls, just as before, speak in unison. Before you hear that very hoarse, very dry, like strained voice. And he speaks. Goliath's followers create a great imbalance. I sought a chosen to rectify. All will be made whole once more. In time. As the gods continue to bicker, you see two hands reach out before you. What do you do?
What do the hands look like?
Human hands.
Okay. Are they reaching through the wings or?
Yes, it's as if they're like these ethereal hands that are reaching out.
Okay. Serena just like, I've come this far. I'm talking with gods now. Sure, and puts her hands in the hands of the specter.
As these hands grasp yours, they are gentle to the touch, and cool as they pull you through. But Selene's talons reach out and grab you on the shoulders, and you can feel him shaking his head. But you can feel that it's out of concern. What do you do?
Okay. Selene, I appreciate your protection, but you trusted me to be your chosen. That trust has to be returned in kind. I mean, okay. I trust you to keep me safe, but you need to trust me that I'll be okay too. That's what I mean.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, I know. I fucked that up really bad. I'm a little bit flustered.
I can tell.
Yeah.
Very
That's
hard
a
to be
lot.
not.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Selene relents for but a moment as you hear a voice, as you hear a female's voice ring out. Yes, listen to her. She's a bright girl, isn't she? Like the very stars that shine in the sky. And as his wings slowly unfurl out, you see these hands turn to paws as you see a humanoid cat-like figure stand before you with your hands in her paws. And there she is.
Cat girl goddess supremacy.
Oh.
And then as the gods bicker, you see the finally the overly large figure that shadows over Selene. You see a large reptilian tail and robes of a priestess. And as she turns around to check on you, you realize the goddess in front of you is Anwa Belora, that is towering over you. And she goes, "Oh dear," and then she immediately, her body shrinks down to be the same size as you, and she goes, uh, "Are you okay, sweetie?"
Um, I'd be lying if I didn't say this was a lot, but yes, I think so.
"We are so sorry. It's not very often that all the gods are called upon for advice."
Yeah, I can tell.
And then you see that the cat goddess kind of pulls you in and away from Selene, and you see him get immediately defensive as his wings furl out as if he's trying to look bigger and more intimidating. Uh,
Oh.
and she goes, "Calm now, brother. I will do nothing to your chosen, so long as she keeps me entertained, of course."
Oh no.
And as she does that, she has already spun you around, put your back to her breast, and she was stroking your chin as she was saying that.
Mayhaps I made a slight error, but it's fine. I'm alive, Selene. We're good.
It's fine.
So, you seek to find balance on my brother's behalf. What does that mean for you, dearie? What goes on in that stony little head of yours? And you can feel that small bit of claw press up against your temple. It's not painful, but it's enough to jar you.
Yeah. Balance to me. I know injustice, war, all that is always going to be a thing, but when it's on a massive level like it is right now, like it's going to be threatened, that I need to stop. I need to fix that imbalance. There's always going to be a back and forth. I know that. But it needs to not be this one-sided.
She lets go of you for just long enough for you to run back if you need to. And she goes, You chose a smart one this time, brother. Go along now. Scurry back.
He'll take a step away from her, but not go into the shelter.
Yeah. Selene steps forward closer to you, cautiously. Um, as you see the three gods before you, the ones that were talking. You see the Sunhawk radiating in solar rays. You see this large jackal man, um, and he is wearing heavy armor, and he looks pissed, to say the least. And then behind you, you see this large coleoptrix of a man. Every step produces thunder. Every tensing of his muscles, arcs of lightning streak over his body. And behind him, you see the wheel of reincarnation spinning slowly behind him. And as they all shrink down to meet your gaze, Selene and Anwa Belora try to bar them from you.
Why are you... What are you protecting me from?
My brothers have a unique perspective on mortals. Sometimes they do not know how to hold back, speaks Anwa Belora. And then Selene again continues to shield you specifically from the Sunhawk. And he speaks. His light shines too brightly. Blind you will become.
Serena
In more ways than one.
Serena nods and I understand, puts a hand on the wing to kind of be like, thank you.
Yeah. And then that's when you hear like this cackle coming from the cat goddess. Oh, you two are quite precious. Come now, she sought knowledge, and she shall have it. It seems that she already knows what she needs to do. Why not just tell her how to do it? Selene's shoulders slacken, knowing that the longer you remain here, the more danger he puts you in. And Anwa Belora looks to Selene as well before she speaks. First things first, you must stop the cult from doing any further destruction, as much as you can.
It's already pretty high on the to-do list, so...
As I'm sure you're aware, they are kind of a death cult.
Mm-hmm.
and you hear the jackal, and he speaks out. They're nothing more than terrorists, planning to start war wherever they may be. Then the Sunhawk speaks. It's not war they seek. They seek something else. Something that only their god knows.
Isolation.
As you say that, this coleoptrix speaks up. Though that is one way he is represented, that is not what he seeks.
That's new. What does he seek?
He's but one of many gods in the cycle of renewal. His followers misinterpret his teachings, yet he does nothing to educate them.
Seems like a really crappy god.
And then that's when Anwa goes, "Oh, don't say that, please. Don't say that."
All right, sorry.
He's after a very tense moment of just trying to figure out what is best for you. The Coleoptrix speaks. Do as my sister says. Stop the cult. From there, we will have Selene speak to you once more on how best to ferry the souls. They must return to the cycle in order to maintain balance.
All right. Thank you, everyone.
You see the hawk scoffs. Simple knowledge should have already been conveyed to you. And you hear the cracking of the neck from the jackal, and he goes, "Must prepare for war, lest this mortal fails us." And you hear the sound of a screaming hawk before a burst of light erupts, and then the sunhawk disappears. You then hear the sound of roiling flames erupt from below as the jackal disappears. The cat goddess looks over to you. Just know I will always be watching you. And, let the little elfling know that she's my favorite. Before she disappears in a fading, before she, like, fades from existence as she walks away.
Oh, this gonna love that one.
Just leaves the Coleoptrix, Anwa, Ballora, and Selene. The Coleoptrix walks around to face you, and you finally see his face. He looks exactly like a scarab in all but like his physical, like his head is that of a scarab. He has the elytra and like the shell that hides them on his back, but you see this wheel hovering just behind him that slowly turns. And it has this intricate myriad pattern about it. You don't even have to roll for that. You recognize this as the Wheel of Reincarnation.
Yeah.
And as he looks at you, you can tell, even though it's hard to make out, you can tell that he looks concerned. And he goes, "The task before you is too great a burden for one mortal to bear."
Hopefully I'm not alone.
Yes. Though I cannot interfere directly, I shall do my best to provide you what assistance I can. And he turns back and begins to walk away as you hear the sound of thunderclouds rolling up before a bolt of lightning strikes him, and then his very visage disappears. With everyone else gone, Selene's wings relax, and they return to drape over him like a cloak. You see Anwa, Ballora takes a heavy sigh of relief as she places a hand to her chest. Well then, I do apologize on my brother's behalf. They
I mean-
mean well.
Yeah, no, I get it. I was part of a family dynamic is one thing I'm used to like that, or used to be used to, so it's fine.
As I'm sure. I trust in your judgment, Selene. I know you choose wisely and with care. It seems that I too will need to pick a chosen, lest
Might I suggest someone?
I have someone in mind.
Okay.
But note that I will need time. Please, with my blessing, do what must be done, Serena Silt, for the safety of Abukunasta.
She's gonna hesitate for a moment and be like, actually, I'd prefer if you guys used my real name.
And what would that be?
Brachia.
Brachia. Chosen of Selene. Please, with our blessing, do what must be done. Before you hear the sound of water rushing, and like a river, it takes her away from your view before the water subsides and she's gone, leaving you and Selene alone.
And Serena just takes a giant breath and just, whoa, that was. Wasn't expecting that. I'm sorry that got thrust on you, Selene.
When next
I
we
did-
speak,
Yep.
choose your words carefully.
Whoops.
Yep. I will.
I shall see you again once the cult is gone. And then you see him take the form of that large ethereal undead vulture that you saw when you were reincarnated back to your current form as he takes flight. As you open your eyes, you return. Your senses are returned, and you are still kneeling before the statues of the gods in the floating temple. Sweat beads from your brow, and when you try to breathe, you kind of lose your breath for a moment before you gasp.
Uh, uh, okay. Hi, I'm back? Question mark.
What felt like a whole conversation, like hours, was only but a few moments for you.
Ah, yeah.
Welcome back.
Uh, hmm. So, uh, I guess all the gods know who I am now.
Uh, that's not good.
No, I think it's fine.
I mean, probably.
We'll see. It's a real
Selene's,
we'll see moment, I think.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's a real fuck around and find out kind of vibe.
Yeah.
So, I think Solane is upset with me a little bit because of me kind of spilling the beans on the whole imbalance thing to all the gods.
They're
But
gonna figure it out sooner or later.
yeah, they were. But I mean, our task remains the same: stop the cult.
Okay.
Well,
And
that's
then
not news.
and then after
Anything
that, I get to
else interesting?
Cat girl or the cat goddess likes Visper. She's her favorite. So that's neat. Anwa Ballora is working on picking a champion, so that's cool. She has someone in mind apparently. And then after we stop the cult, I get to talk to Solane again and hope he's not mad. So that's fun. The Coleoptrix, the Scarab God. He's gonna do what he can to help. So that's cool.
Oh, lovely.
We have a couple on our side.
Yeah. I think the cat one's kind of on our side.
Roll an insight check for that.
Yeah. She said she was gonna keep an eye on me. She said Visper was her favorite. So
She said she is always watching.
hey, that's an 11.
You roll.
That's a
You're
big
flipping a
yes.
coin.
Yep.
You're
It's like
she didn't kill
either I
me.
yeah, she didn't kill me. She threatened, but she didn't kill me. So, and then the Anubis looking one, says they need to prepare for war.
Fun.
Also,
Oh.
new insight: Golion is not the god of corruption or desolation.
Huh?
What?
Huh?
Okay.
I don't know what they're the god of, but their cult is essentially getting them wrong, and the god is doing nothing about it.
Wait, we're in a temple. Do we have any lore about Golion available here?
Are you asking that aloud, or are you just asking that as a group of friends talking to each other?
Yeah, I'm asking that aloud and sort of like in the direction of wherever the lizard walked off, or if she's still here.
Yeah, she just stood there watching her prey.
Okay, I fully did not notice that you were still standing there.
Hi.
Oh yeah, that must have been a lot for you to learn. Hi.
Oh well, I mean as
you're a high
one
priestess,
chosen
so
by a
don't worry.
god, I figured there was a lot going on.
What do you know?
Do we have anything
What-
about Golion here?
Yeah, what he's actually god of?
Yes, follow me. And she guides you to the left where the four statues stand.
Okay.
And she stands in front of the 100 arms statue. This is Golion.
Oh, so that makes sense.
It took you that long?
Golion is one of the many forces that allow our land to experience rebirth.
Okay.
He is not an evil god, as some may claim him to believe, though he is referred to as a blight. It's only because of the stories that relate to him and the other gods. But he is no more evil than you or I.
What?
Serena, you seem to have a talent for getting us audience with gods.
That is an option. I don't know if that's an option I want to choose. Considering
If you could get me in there, I have some things I could say to Golion.
I don't think it works like that.
Violet has choice words. Violet chooses violence.
I think I could kill a god.
Violet, we got to work on your confidence, like in the other direction. You need humbling fast.
Gazes at stars, just puts a hand over her over her mouth, and she goes, "Oh."
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But I do
Unless
think it would be very interesting to get his word on, you know, the shit that's happening.
Well,
Is he aware of the cult? Is
he's
he?
aware. He just doesn't do anything to stop them. He doesn't correct them,
Hmm.
which mean like I don't know if it's like he considers it beneath him or if it's one of those things like he's getting what he wants through it anyway, so why bother?
Hmm.
Um the issue is that when I had communion with all the others, I had Solane's protection. The way he made it sound is that I'm not going to see him again until we solve this issue.
Hmm.
So I probably won't have his like him shielding me this time. Uh Cases of Stars. What stories are associated with Golion?
Goleon's stories, aside from his conflicts with Anwa Ballora, uh, are stories about hard work and conviction. They are stories that relate to the the will of survival and how uh, hard work uh, will always bear results. He is a some refer to him as a god of labor. Uh, Others, a god of the land, and more so, uh, before he was known as a blight, he was known as a god who protected uh, the fertile lands of our desert.
What changed?
That's odd. Yeah, that doesn't match with our impression of him.
Time changes everything. Perceptions change over time, and as I'm sure you've heard the age-old adage, the victors are the ones who write history.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Well, I mean, I could try, but I feel like it's not a very good idea. Given what happened with the. Oh, do you know? Uh, if like the Sword of Golion and stuff were they created by Golion himself or just the cult? Like,
In
just in
his
general,
name.
do cursed objects be bestowed by gods or
There are
could?
no there are no known records of Golion ever wielding a blade.
Okay. How about a hold on, let me look through my notes. How about a staff?
There are depictions of him within his many arms he has wielded a stick or a staff, yes.
Okay. So it's more than likely the cult's perverted faith, maybe, that those objects came to be. Hmm. Which means, wait, could a cult with a strong enough faith form a new god?
There is no record of such a thing, but it is not unheard of that those who collectively come together under fervent faith spawn a new god. It isn't outside the realm of possibility. No.
What about changing a god?
Changing a god requires a much larger scale
Hmm.
of effort. You'd have to change the perspective of all who know of the god.
Oh no.
I mean,
That's what the cult's doing.
that kind of does match the description.
Shit. Sorry, I didn't mean to swear.
Oh, it's fine. No,
mm.
no, that's fine here.
Oh, that's not good though. That's very bad. Especially given what all the cult's doing to oh god. Oh no. That's oh, this got really bad real quick, huh?
You can't hear it, but I
Been
just
pretty
cracked.
bad for a while.
You couldn't hear it, but I just cracked all my knuckles on that. Just gonna pat my back.
This is going to be a bit against very better judgment, but I am going to attempt to reach out to Golion.
Let's go.
Like in kind of a panic.
Okay,
being
so
like, if I can determine what his nature is right now.
okay. I mean, does anybody else want to try to reach out to Golion?
I would like to go.
No, thank you.
We need somebody to pull us out, so that's good.
Yeah, that's a definite no for me.
All right,
that's gonna be a no from me,
Gonna
dog.
be a no from me, dog.
Same fucking
Let's
brain
go.
cell, bro. All right, Necrogals, go ahead.
Yeah, it's time.
Yeah, let's go. So religion.
Do I do like a religion check or something?
Both of you will roll religion. Serena, you will add your wisdom to this.
Okay.
I'm sure I'll do great at this.
Or not
yeah,
add, you will
great.
substitute.
Okay. I would like to use an inspiration, actually.
I bet you would.
Yeah, we need to.
Using a knowledge from the past
me,
life.
Man.
I got a 16.
All right, you know what? One more inspiration. Can I use multiple?
Yeah.
Is that allowed? Okay.
Yeah.
One more.
You guys have a pool. You can use them.
One more.
So, Violet, you got a
16.
16. Okay.
I'll go with a 15.
The 15. All right.
Yep.
As you both bend the knee to go into prayer, gazes at stars, takes Squorb and Visper and pulls them back just a bit, so they can give you space to get into a meditative state. What is the message you both are trying to send out through your prayers?
I think mine is a message of we know who you actually are. Are you okay?
Okay. Violet, what's the message you're trying to send?
One of curiosity. One of wishing to understand.
Okay. As you both try to reach out to Golion, your minds enter a sort of meditative void state, and you try to reach out, um, but it feels like something is blocking you, something preventing you from reaching out to go Leon.
Can I try harder?
You can pray harder, yes.
Okay, I will pray harder.
Okay, roll another religion.
Okay. It's not any better.
Okay,
It's 13.
13. Yeah. As you push harder.
Natural 20, baby.
Oh yeah, Violet.
Okay.
+0 religion,
So-
natural 20, baby.
So as you both push harder, you realize that even with this fervor that you both have, there is something blocking you from speaking to Golion. And it's only in a brief moment before you return to your senses back to the temple, Violet, you see a man with 100 arms, locked in a sphere of some kind, wrapped with chains, before you
Hey,
return
yo.
back to the temple.
I didn't. Fuck. I didn't get anything. Violet, did you?
He's trapped.
Okay, Lemmy, we're gonna close up here
Barely.
soon, so
I barely got something.
Something's better than nothing.
Think.
Trapped?
Like restrained.
Huh.
For
it's with
whoever's leading this cult is doing this.
with that revelation, we're gonna call it here tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. We will see you next Sunday for the 48th episode of Sand and Shadow. See you then.
Bye.